Hi, everyone, and welcome back, hopefully, to day 4 of our ICAM conference. I'm Tamara Kartal. I'm the chair of this session, and I work for 4PAWS International, where I'm doing the monitoring, evaluation, and impact work in our global programs on stray animal care. I'm very excited about today's topic and speakers, and because they're close to my heart, and I really hope that we're going to have a great time together. And thanks for joining. Just a little bit about what we're going to do today. So we'll hear about the many challenges of accessing veterinary care around the world, beyond just the lack of qualified veterinary professionals, both from a global perspective and particularly challenges faced by communities in Northern Canada, India, and Latin America. And that we will have some real life examples, which I think is going to be really great. We're also going to talk about and explore in greater detail what changing human behavior may actually require, and can teach people to behave as we wish, convert them to think like us, or look at what barriers actually prevent the behaviors that we want to see. But before we get to the 6 speakers of the day, I'm just going to share some housekeeping and reminders for everyone, but especially for anyone who's joining us today for the first time. In Zoom, we have multiple options. So we have chat and Q&A. The chat is really for us to say hello or chit-chat with each other, whereas the Q&A is really for questions that you have for the presenters. We will have 1 live presenter today and 5 speakers who sent in their videos. However, all of them will be with us during their presentation as well as after for a Q&A. So please write your questions when they pop up in the middle of the presentation. Whenever you feel like you would like to ask something, just pop it in the Q&A, and the presenter will answer it either in real time live in the chat bar, in the Q&A box, or at the Q&A session after their presentation. A little bit on how we see this communicated, if you like. So if you're really excited about something, or if you want to share this with someone who can't make it today, all the presentations from the last 3 days, as well as today's presentations, will be up on the website. So the first 3 days are already up, and today's presentations will be up later today. And you can share that with anyone via our webpage. So you can use the link and share it via email, but also via social media. So we have 2 handles for that, United for Dogs and For Dogs Cats. So if you want to share anything either now or later or at any given point, please use them. That would be really great. Not to lose too much time, but really looking at what we've done this week already, and I think it was a really, really amazing experience. So on day 1, we looked at evolving population management, so really looking at data and how we can use it to advance our project strategies, but also how to basically plan something that is sustainable and evidence-based. On day 2, we looked at population management in One Health, so really how the health of dogs and cats intrinsically are linked to the health of people and the environment, and how population management contributes to health, and how we cannot ignore that. And yesterday on day 3, we really had very interesting and really exciting presentations from programs where governments have risen to this challenge to really implement humane dog population management approaches and made positive impacts by really enabling this approach. So that was, I think, really exciting. And as I already mentioned, today we're going to talk about human behavior and access to care. A little bit about today's topic. So it's an ICAM principle, and that effective population management needs to include the promotion of responsible human behavior. because dogs and cats are domesticated species, and for owned animals, their contribution to the free roaming population is almost entirely down to people, how people treat them and the relationship they have with them. And that is also true for unowned roaming animals, because they highly depend on the communities and the people they live with, and the relationship and the quality of interactions they really have with them. So, and then one of the most influential human behaviors for dogs and cat population dynamics is whether owners can and do access veterinary care for their own animals or their community animals, but also for roaming animals they share a community with. However, this access is not always straightforward. It's sometimes cultural, sometimes it's more logistical. So it's a very complex topic. I think that we are beginning to more and more explore and also really integrate into our projects. So that's really exciting. Today we will be hearing about both these subjects, and from a global perspective, which I'm very, very proud and really excited about. So we're going to hear projects from around the globe, from India to Canada, Latin America. So that's going to be really, really, really interesting. Just giving you a brief overview of our agenda and also the speakers for today. So our first speaker is Alexandra Rottlisberger, who will be exploring access to veterinary care, including the different dimensions of the concept of access and how to address comprehensively these through interventions that are in tune with a local situation, their needs, and existing relationship structures. Then we're going to have Ruth De Vere will be giving us a great summary of some of the methods for understanding behavioral choices in people and tactics for then changing human behavior, the assumptions we make and how complex it really is. So we hope you will feel inspired to try some of these yourself. Anna Lanninga will be describing the Stray Buddy program, which moves from community engagement to actual action with communities, taking responsibility really for managing dogs within the area. And then we're going to have a team presentation from Rushdi Mavani and Piyush Patel, who are going to present on what is needed to ensure success in addition to conventional animal birth control in India, taking note of dog-human conflict, simplistic and sensational media coverage, and sustainability, and instead using an integrated animal birth control approach. What that means, they're going to explain a little bit more in detail. This will then be followed by Elena Collicutt, this time from Canada, very early, so we really appreciate getting up at 4. She's going to talk about where an online participatory course is helping people to work with and not just in First Nations communities. And then finally, also from Canada, again, thanks for getting up early, is Michelle Tuma. She will be reporting on their program of increasing veterinary access through annual temporary clinics, but also telehealth programs and capacity building in community animal health workers who can then sustain some services between the clinics.